On the same day we hit the 50% mark in Project 70, the Forgotten Artist from the Project series breaks their silence. And I really studied it, and then I saw the peach on the arm. I said, oh my gosh, JK5 is releasing a bat off shoulder tie cob. And so while it will be very difficult for any artist this week in Project 70 to top that tie cob JK5, there was a card that released today that when I first saw it, I said, that looks pretty close to a T206 card. I really like it, but we'll get to that here in a quick second. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And the website that you want to go to for everything related to Project 70, it's my website, CRTsportscards.com. And also, if you've been trying to check out on the website this past week around the Project 70 pre-orders, I do apologize. Somehow I disabled the cart option and I wasn't notified of that until this morning. So if you have been trying to purchase those cards, can now go back. They're just 18 bucks a pop, and they're available for the Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday cards. And I do apologize for that quick oversight on the cart not working. So see, Tops, it's not hard. When you make a mistake, you own up to it, you take accountability for the mistake, and then you fix the issue. Here we are, day number 2, or day number nearly 60 or 70 when it comes to the Brooks Robinson by Blake Jamieson chase card. Those cards have still not appeared, and here is why I continue to discuss this and talk about this topic, and I will keep talking about it until these cards are discovered. And this is because this same thing happened in 2018 Topps Allen and Ginter. So for anyone here who is not a regular hobby fan who's only gotten into Topps products because of the Project series, Allen and Ginter every year has these parallels for the minis. They're little mini cards, of course, and they're wood 1 of 1. In 2018, they never surfaced. And every time Topps was asked about the question, they said, the Packers said they sent them out. The theory goes that maybe they were distributed all in 1 or 2 cases. Maybe they were put in the wrong chute for processing. But still, to this day, 3 years after that product released, those wood 1 of 1 minis have never surfaced. And I'm very, very scared here for the fact that these chase cards may never surface. But you know what did surface today? Grotesque. And if you think I fanboy in Project 70 over Gregory Siff and Natural's work, and you missed all of my Project 2020 contests, Grotesque is the artist for me. There is Siff, there's Natural, but then for me, there's Grotesque, just another level above. And the same day that this set hits 50%, Grotesque on Twitter releases the fact that his cards are going to be available in an autograph form starting Friday on his website. And if you don't know much about Grotesque, here is the backstory for Kimu Meyer. He works for Nike. He is a senior creative director for Nike. At least that's what he was doing at the end of Project 2020. When you go back to Project 2020, he was the only artist that did not release a foil. So who knows the backstory to that? It's really fascinating to me because when they released the artists for Project 70, there was one artist not included in Project 70, and that is Grotesque, my favorite artist from Project 2020, not included in Project 70, so that was very, very sad for me. And then when Grotesque told me in December that his autographs were going to be released in January, I was very, very excited, and then nothing came. January, February, March, April, nothing came, and I was like, these are never going to exist. And now you're probably asking yourself, what is it about these cards from Grotesque that make Chris so happy to look at every single day? And I will try to condense this mini month story into a couple of seconds here. So when I first saw these cards, of course, you know my love and affection for the number 3. On the left and the right here of this Bob Gibson, there are 3 lines. That is the first thing that drew me to the card. Same thing with Natural, the triangle, 3 sides. But this card, it took me a good month to figure it out that those are not 3 lines on each of the card. It's actually a figure holding up the image. And Grotesque over the year played with the images. I still think his Jackie Robinson is one of the most powerful cards in Project 2020, but he played with the figures, but it took me a full month to realize that is a figure, not just 3 lines. So Grotesque, along with being incredibly symmetrical, he taught me the best place to hide something is in plain sight. And I'm also on video talking about that Mike Trout, saying, look, it's a crab holding up Mike Trout, when actually it's just two trout fishes. That's actually on my channel, and that's how embarrassing it was when that card came out. And now I probably should have reached out to Kimu today and said, hey, how much are these gonna be? I'm gonna talk about it on the show tonight, but no, I didn't do that, so we'll all just be surprised on Friday when those cards go live on his website. But now let's shift focus back to Project 70. Let's talk about the middle point of the set. And the great thing with Wednesday, it kind of feels like it's the build-up day. This is the last day to buy the Monday cards. We're gonna have their first print runs tomorrow, so we'll talk about more of that here in the next couple of days. But on the release calendar for today, who do we have up? First up today is going to be Shohei Ohtani by Jeff Staple. Second up, we have Fernando Tatis Jr. by Matt Taylor. Third up is Roger Hornsby by Ron English. And then fourth up is Distorted with Vlad Sr. And now when I first saw that Vlad Sr. by Distorted, I asked myself, why did she put the word Crocs on the card? That doesn't make any sense. And then I realized it says Expo. So this is the 19th card from the Expos / Nationals in Project 70. This is also only the second Vlad Sr. in this set. But when you took a look at this card, what did you think about? When you saw the machine, Vlad Sr., to me, I thought about the fact that he just hit a home run from a baseball that was probably 2 feet off the ground. That to me is always what I think about when I think of Vlad Sr. And I also appreciate the fact, while every artist should do this with Vlad Sr., is the fact that he played with no gloves on, and sure enough, you're Distorted, the machine does not have any gloves. And here's the coolest thing for me when it comes to Distorted, the artist for Project 70. We are now at the middle point. Every artist on average should only have about 10 cards left, but no, this is only Distorted's 8th card, so we get to enjoy her artwork 12 more times over the next 6 months. And so while we will see a lot of Distorted, we're also more than likely going to see a lot of Fernando Tatis and Shohei Ohtani in the second half of Project 70. But here is Shohei Ohtani's 18th card in Project 70, this time by Jeff Staple. This is Staple's 10th card, so very, very even number for now the back half of the set. This is also the Angels' 40th card in the set, but here is the problem with this card for me. I do not understand Gundam at all, so everything on this card for me is right over my head, but it does remind me that I need to go back and create a gallery of images for cards that reference video games. Even though there are a lot of sneaker heads in this set from the design perspective, we are seeing a tremendous amount of video game references, and this needs to be its own subset. And I guess while I'm at it with the video game theme, I might as well add a Fernando Tatis sunglass subset, because it seems to be with Tatis, either there's the bat flip or there's the shades. We've had now back-to-back days with artists focusing on the shades, but this is Tatis's 17th card in Project 70. This is Matt Taylor's 11th card in the set. This set, though, continues to be very symmetrical. He told us the colors that he is going to use throughout the set, and so if you are a Matt Taylor fan, the tried and true statement, you are going to enjoy this card. And if you're not liking these colors, you're just not going to like this card. I just think at the end of the day, Tatis is bigger than a bat flip and the shades, and there have been very few artists out there, Soulfly, Old Man Allen, Urmsy, that have really captured Tatis not doing those two things. Also, the Alex Pardee base card is also of him fielding, so I just want to see some more creativity around Tatis in now the second half, because we're probably going to see him another 20 times over the next 4 to 5 months. But now, for the very first time in the set, on the middle point of the set, we have Rogers Hornsby by Ron English. This is Ron English's 11th card in the set. This is the 16th card from 1970 Topps, but Ron English here has always used 1970 Topps, so 11 of the 16 cards from 70 is from Ron English. And when I saw this card this morning, the portrait he used of Roger Hornsby really, to me, felt like it was a striking pose from a T206 card. Yes, the background is very different. You don't see that in an art card from over 110 years ago, but I just really like the expression, the color fade of Hornsby. I think this card is going to look exceptional with the foil, and really All of English's cards have looked great in foil. And so while that Hornsby is, of course, my card of the day, I love the symmetry of the English set using all 1970 tops. The $1 million question here as we begin the downward slide to card 1020 is, how many more new players are we going to see in this set? We ended the first half with just under 160. Are we going to get to 200? Will we get to 225? Or will something amazing happen and will we get to 250? Or are we about to see the same 160 players for the next 3 to 4 months? This will now complete your daily download for Wednesday, September 1st in Topps Project 70. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you know when every video is posted now in the second half of Project 70. This will now complete your daily download for Topps Project 70 on Wednesday.